Hold on, Ken Parts. I got a lot of news. Uh, Happy Sunday to all of y'all. Uh, the Donald Trump. Now, we all know that the January 6th indictment is coming. I don't know if it's this Tuesday coming up, this Thursday, or maybe next Tuesday or Thursday. After the so I don't know if it's 1 week or 2 weeks from now. But the indictment on January 6th is coming. That's, that's why I usually don't give out a target letter unless you're doing something with an indictment. And it's probably going to look worse than we imagine. But there is also an extra indictment, which is called the superseding indictment with the documents case. This time, it's him trying to cover up the video. And if you remember this audio of him bragging, the audio came out of him bragging about showing off classified documents. Then they actually got a video that they were trying to cover up. Sorry about that. I think it's grass cutting time while I'm on here. But yeah, it's absolutely nuts. And he's just a criminal. That, like, how in the world is this still a chance for him to win when he's such a threat to the national security? I just, you know, America, man, is just crazy. America is just crazy to let this man even once. You know, the democracy is on the line, national security is on the line. We say it every year, but it's most important election of our lifetimes. We say it every year, but it's every year that the Republicans don't behave right, whether it's Donald Trump or anybody else. It is the most important. Every year is every election that we have is the most important election of our lifetime. We we may never get back 26. We may never recover for 2016. You see what they're doing in the courts now. Um, taking away our rights, affirmative action, even though you could argue that that was really for white women, but it was for us too. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people argue it was for white women. Um, Yeah, like they just taking away our rights, abortion rights. Then you got this democracy stuff. And then you got Georgia coming up. It's all about who is gonna get to the finish line first. And it may be Jackson Smith. So it's probably gonna be this Tuesday. Jack Smith, and then in August, maybe like August 10th or something. The grand jury for Georgia meets tomorrow on whether to indict Trump. And, he's gonna have a lot of over there in Fulton County, Fulton County, and all that. I just so it's all about who's gonna get to the finish line as far as these last two indictments. And then New York talking about Brad talking about doing bringing the federal his indictment federally to the federal government. Like Lord, you know, Donald Trump is just an embarrassment. But these white folks with these culture wars, and I'm not with the mainstream white media. It's like they live off of fear, man. It's like, do white people only live in fear? We as black people live in fear every day, but we, because of the racism that goes on, but it seems like it's nothing but bad news when it was nothing but inflation last year. Now inflation, like nobody likes to share good news on the news. But anyways, with this latest with the superseding indictment and the case that he already got indicted for with the documents. You can't get no worse than this. You tried to cover up. Now, a lot of times we say that the cover up is worse than the crime. Yes, that's true in a lot of cases, but not this case because the crime is our national security. Messing around with our national security, scaring everybody with playing around with our national security is crazy. So in this case, nah, it ain't worse than the crime. But covering up that video, just maybe. And look, when the indictments come with the January 6th stuff, this document case may not even matter. It might not even matter what they do. Because DC is way different than red state as Florida, especially in that county that they doing it in. That the county that Florida that the document case in the Miami, like the county is super red, but No, red or blue, man. He should still get locked up for that. But today is gonna. I'm really once Jack Smith throws down this indictment, it's gonna look and it's it's probably gonna look worse than we thought. Just like with the documents case, like January 6th was ugly. So that indictment, um, he should have like 74 charges with the indictment. I mean, yeah, in this indictment with January 6th, or maybe like 10 to 12. That and you know, I'm gonna do something that's not gonna be popular. January 6th is kind of on Elizabeth Warren. Why? Now I want you to listen to this. If you remember, this goes back to the history of white women, of white people not really wanting to listen to black people. They always think that we are over exaggerators. We try to tell white Republicans for a long, long time ago that, like, yo, your party is racist. Donald, and now that Donald Trump has lifted the hood off of that racism, now everybody sees what we're talking about. But the thing is, Donald Trump was just, they don't have a problem with his racism. They have a problem with him being racist out loud. They still out here talking about, voting for the Democrats bad, but so if Trump gets nominated again, we're gonna lose to Joe Biden again. We can't have none of that. So you don't want the economy to grow at 2.4% again. You don't want black people to not get harassed by police, or at least do something about black people getting harassed by police. But with the George Floyd uh, police reform bill, and this thing about wokeness, but let me get to Elizabeth Warren. She So I talked about the history of white people. White people are always thinking that we over exaggerate. And I brought up the Republicans. She laughed at Kamala Harris at that debate. It's like the first or second debate in the summer of 2019. Uh, the debate for the Republicans is going to start off later than the one in 2019 for the Democrats, because uh, that was in the summer. Like, I think it was like June 26th or something. June something. Probably like shortly after my birthday, the Democrats had their primary debates. I don't know when the Republicans gonna have their primary debates. But she had laughed at the now Vice President Kamala Harris, who was senator and presidential candidate at the time, when she said, "Yo, Twitter got to do something about this Trump situation. Donald Trump's Twitter is a national security threat." I remember her saying that, and she wanted Elizabeth Warren to join her on that. But the reason why she left is because of what white people always do, which is this whole thing about free speech. Whenever we do something, it's get them the hell up out of here. But whenever they do something like lie, like Rudy Giuliani, finally admitting that he lied about Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman, the two black women, mother and daughter. Oh, well, I lied, but you can't punish me for it because it was free speech. It was still nothing wrong with it because it's free speech. This whole convenient thing about free speech. And so that's why Elizabeth Warren was kind of laughing at her because Elizabeth Warren, look, you may not like the guy, but he has free speech. And then what happened right before January 6th? Right before January 6th, Trump tweeted out, "So, yo, you, you don't want January 6th is going to be a great day." I'm paraphrasing here, but it's basically what he said. January 6th is going to be a great day. You don't want to miss it. Be there. Uh, and all that. And what happened? The interesting happened. Trying to overtake the election from Joe Biden. And I could be wrong, but I haven't seen no public apology from Elizabeth Warren to Kamala Harris yet. Like, damn. Let's go back to that time me and Kamala, me and the now the vice president elect at the time, Kamala Harris, had that debate on the stage. I laughed. I laughed at her. But then she Because as a white woman, I'm thinking about free speech. Yeah, he lies, but he had the right to tweet whatever he wants. It's not a national security threat. And then they follow his orders, and January 6th happens. And they said this, and this is why a lot of liberals are getting upset about how it's taking him so long to get indicted about the situation, even though it is coming now with Jack Smith soon. Donald Trump incited them, oh, the January 6th rioters themselves. They went to court and they said, "I got the orders to incite a riot to do this riot by Donald Trump." And it's so amazing to me how just because people and listen, I like Elizabeth Warren. but this is on her too. She left that comment. Okay, we gotta stick with the facts. She laughed at her. You know. So yeah, this on her too. Um, all right. I've been here for 20 minutes talking about the superseding indictment. Now we're just waiting for the Fonnie Willis and Jack Smith's other probe, which is January 6th. Can't wait. I meant to put a post to the blog about it, but Drake is going after Pharrell and he's going after Pusha T again. So we can't wait for Pusha T to respond. Um, it was off the Travis Scott album. And all that. So Travis Scott's new album that just dropped. So y'all go check that out if you want to. Cash at me at Mr. Parks 513. Follow me at underscore Mr. Parks. Personal Instagram and Twitter. Killing it. It's underscore Kendall, which the Twitter account for the Killing It with Kendall Parks podcast. Alright? Yeah, Mr. Parks 513 on Cash App. Salute. Talk to you guys later. Bye bye.